Hello everyone, my name is Joshua in Sendai, Japan. Thank you again for joining my channel out of the psychopathic forest, or in Japanese, psychopath no mori no soto de. Today's topic that I'd like to discuss is money. The psychopathic narcissist loves only money, only themselves, and only power. And the money is a means to that power. I'm going to give you some examples from my relationship. In my relationship, when we were living together, I was paying 85% of all costs for living. But of course, even this was complained about. She was hoarding money, not paying anything toward the household except basically food and electricity. But even that was complained about. One of her favorite phrases was, "Don't eat my food." I mean, by that same rationale, I could say, "Don't walk on my floor, don't touch my table." It's absurd in its childishness. Adults don't do this. You work together, especially if you're really not paying that much money per month for living. It seems incredibly abusive to constantly put the other person down who's trying to help support you. Another thing is that, yes, they hoard money and they hide it from you. Um, you spend and you spend and you spend, and you realize that in fact they spend almost nothing. We weren't even married, and I opened an investment account for the future, and I was putting about $700-800 per month into this account. And I had been doing that for a little bit over a year and a half and had accumulated maybe $16,000-17,000. Um, when she started to complain about food and that she didn't want to spend money on food, I said, well, this is the reality. The reality is I'm spending money on the apartment, I'm spending money on gas, on water, on Wi-Fi, on uh, the future investment. And in addition, I'm also spending money on the majority of my food because I can't eat at home because of the abusive nature of the relationship. Then she pretended to not know that there was even an investment account. This is called gaslighting. This is psychopathic. She simply said, "Oh, I didn't know you were doing that." But in fact, she knew. She asked me about the account once or twice a week. Like, how much money is there? How much money is there? And this would be at random times. But then have the nerve to pretend like she didn't know I was investing in that account and that it was for our future. That was mind-boggling. Another red flag for me was visiting her grandfather. This is a man I really respected. He's over 90 years old, obviously retired, living on pension, etc. And every time we would visit, he would walk to his bedroom, get ichima en, which is about $100, out of his wallet, bring it in, and give it to my psychopathic partner. And she would take it, and he would say that this is for gas and thank you for coming to visit me. This is an adult woman who has a job taking $100 per visit from her grandfather for visiting him and for gasoline. Um, After I realized that this was a repetitive thing, it really bothered me. I didn't like to be near that because it felt like she was. I always wondered, would she visit him if he didn't pay her? You know, Would she visit her parents if they didn't give her as much as they did? For me, this is a mystery. The last time we moved in together, we lived together, her father and mother gave $1,000 for us, for new life together, new beginnings. When I was told this, I, of course, was, this might be hard to believe for a lot of people, but terrified. I was definitely not going to touch any of that money, because when you live with a psychopath, um, if you make if you do one little thing that they don't like, immediately they're going to smear you. So they're going to say, "You spent my parents' money, yet you didn't clean the bathroom, or you didn't do this. You never know what's coming." So I didn't spend any of that money. I didn't touch it. And what happened? When I told her I wasn't going to touch that money, the next day I woke up, she was gone. The bank book and the bank card were gone, so all access to cash were gone. I had to go to Watari City Honda just to get the card or to get the bank book. And when I walked in, she immediately knew why I was there, and she just went and got it. This is abuse. This is financial abuse. This is an attempt to control you financially. Um, it's also a form of coercive control. Just realize that your psychopathic or narcissistic partner care very, very much about money. They do not care about you. There's a question that a lot of people asked me. Why did you move in with her? It's a wrong question. Why did she move in with me? It was her idea. Before that, for me, it was an awful situation that I was trying to get out of, trying to wake up from. And then my guardian died and left me a little bit of money. 4 days later, she says to me, "Joshua, I would like to talk. I want to move in with you." What an odd request at that time. I didn't even put it together, you know. And clearly the reason was because she wanted access to the money. That's how sick these people are. They're criminal. It made me, in fact, hate the money. I didn't want anything to do with it. Preserve your money. Do not share your accounts with your psychopathic partner. Do not. Keep everything as close to you as you can. And get rid of the psychopathic narcissist. Because they are after your money. They will take and take and take and give nothing. Literally nothing. Take care of yourself. Thank you again for watching.